Welcome to CTV News Trendline with Michael Stittle and Nick Nanos.
Nick, I feel like in this past season of Trendline, a constant theme has been how the Liberals have found a tough time getting traction with anything, with any major policy announcements, with the visit of Biden. And now taking up the headlines is David Johnston's recommendation that we go into public hearings, not a full public inquiry into allegations of foreign interference in our elections. Now, you've done some polling on that just came out, and how do Canadians feel about it?
Well, in the new survey that's just come out with CTV News and the Globe and Mail that we did, it's pretty interesting. So, some interesting facts about this survey. David Johnston's been on the hot seat politically, basically taking it all on this. Criticisms related to his recommendations. What's interesting is he's got more credibility than Justin Trudeau or Pierre Poilievre on this. So, yeah, maybe he's getting a rough ride, but still, when people see David Johnston, the former Governor General, he's still politically taller in terms of credibility and trustworthiness compared to both Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre. The other thing is that Canadians, at least at this point in time, clearly prefer an inquiry as opposed to the hearings. And the other thing that I thought was quite interesting, there's been talk about this foreign registry and what should the penalties be. Wow, Canadians want to throw the book, like criminal charges. We're not talking about fines. We're not talking about a slap on the wrist. We're not talking about, booting them out. We're talking about criminal charges is what people would prefer. The other thing, and this is the last point, Michael, that I'd like to make on the survey, we talked about these whistleblowers, right? And how Canadians felt about civil servants releasing documents in the public domain, security stuff. And there's a lot of people that are uncomfortable with that. So, we talk about the whistleblowers, and you know what? There is a role from a governor's perspective for that process. But when it comes to stuff like this, people are a little nervous about having that on some of these really sensitive security files.
I just want to touch on that fact about trustworthiness, Nick, which I find fascinating, because it was the Prime Minister's prerogative, obviously, to reject David Johnston's recommendation for public hearings. He did not. He's supporting Johnston, but the public actually feels sort of split on Trudeau and Poilievre over this, and they prefer Johnston. I still find that very well.
They're politicians, let's face it. Stack up a politician against someone that's not a politician, and politicians will not do as well. But maybe this is a bit of a solace. And David Johnston's trust numbers on this issue were stronger than both Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre, but they weren't super high. So it's not like wow, type of situation. But I suppose that for the Liberals, it explains why they wanted David Johnston. He's not a politician. He's an inside outsider because he's a former Governor General, and that he has credibility. And I think what the Liberals are probably hoping for is that credibility carries them through, or carries the public hearings that are going to take place, led by the former Governor General. And I think for Pierre Poilievre, I think he's just going to keep taking a run at David Johnston to try to tear him down. So it's not going to be easy for David Johnston by any stretch of the imagination.